Alright, welcome back. I did my sound checks off camera. Looks like I'm speaking with more enthusiasm now, which is good, but my sound checks are all different now. It's a bit high. But yeah, so I'm going to do another EngineerKit video. Anyone who's, this is the first video, EngineerKit is it's developed by a company named Enoch, and it's all the skills they want their employees to know. So it's a great resource for here and now, a real company with real employees. What do they wish all their new hires would know? Well, you've got it all listed out there and ready to go. So what they want for their employees is a T-shaped set of skills. That's where they have a broad generalist skill set across multiple domains of knowledge, and then in any one of those in one of those domains of knowledge, they have a deeper skill set. So here's the domains of knowledge that they have identified. And yeah, it's a little bit, subjective what the domains of knowledge are. Notably absent, I would say, is something really narrowing in on artificial intelligence. There's some other ones that might be a bit notably absent, but you can see most of them are there. And for me, my niche lies in internet. This started as a network engineering channel. I've attempted expert level exams. So my T-shape, my depth T-shape, goes really deep in internet. It actually almost went all the way to the expert level with that Juniper cert attempt, but it's definitely well into the established professional level with that. Worked for 8 years in internet, and this is definitely my niche. Most of the things I know when it comes to programming and stuff are as a result of working in this niche, because depth is to an extent breadth. So I do have some breadth as well, but not nearly to the extent that I have the depth in this specific niche. So that's kind of my goal going forward. Get that T-shaped set of skills. Right now, if I were to draw my T, I would say it looks like this, with the internet module here, and then, well, maybe that's not completely fair, because I have done quite a bit with programming, so it'd be more like this. But I want to have a T-shaped set of skills that looks more like the letter T, something like this with a much higher, a much bigger top part, and then the low part, I think is probably good for now. As I said, I'm not going to be going for the JNCIP, SP, so I'm pretty happy with that for now. So I want to make my T-shaped set of skills look more like the letter T and less like a line segment or what have you. So yeah, to do that, I'll be working through this EngineerKit. It's also tied with all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's, first and foremost, I think careers, sets of skills, all of that, your value, that's all going to go ahead if you think of it in terms of people. If you have people associated with it, you're just going to go so much further. And that's the other thing, is there's some great people behind EngineerKit. There's a whole Agile Learning Institute that came from that. So I could go more in detail with the people involved with it. Even, interviews, exciting things to come with this too. If you don't have people really closely integrated and adjacent to what you do, you're just kind of doing stuff that doesn't really go anywhere. Even Albert Einstein, you might think of him as the classic example of someone who just did everything on his own in his kitchen table. He just sat down and did all the math and figured this stuff out. Well, that's not exactly true. He was married to one of the most brilliant physicists at the time, and this was a time when women kind of didn't get the same kind of recognition they would get today. So in my opinion, he might have gotten a lot of kind of undue credit, and really his work with his ex-wife is what led to these innovations. So even in that case, kind of the classic case where This is a guy just sitting down at his kitchen table while working as a patent clerk and pounding it all out. While that's not exactly an accurate representation, he had a lot of help with his wife. So if you devote your learning, devote everything into a way where you have people associated with it, you're going to go a lot further. So this is another reason why I'm doing this. There's just some great people behind this, and all sorts of exciting things are happening as a result. All right, so last video I finished up all about Kubernetes. I finished the whole Kubernetes series. Let's take a look at that. So it was 2.5 hour video. Crazy, but got a lot done. But that was quite a lot to do. So I'm gonna pick out another one, and hopefully it isn't quite that extensive this time. So let's pick out another one. So I'm gonna refresh this to make sure I have everything. Yeah, and this is my fork of it, so I can make notes and mark it up and do whatever I want. So it looks like there's one more thing about Kubernetes, and the rest are related to other topics. So let's finish out the Kubernetes material and then move on to something else. So this next one is the Kubernetes starter kit. So if I click on that, it takes me to another GitHub repository. And this looks like a GitHub repository by DigitalOcean, who looks like they are either the creators of Kubernetes or, you know, but this looks like a whole starter kit. So I don't know. So let's read the about. So the about says hands-on tutorial and automation stack for operations ready DigitalOcean Kubernetes cluster, and that's also called a DOKS. So we've got day 2. So I'm not quite sure exactly what is meant to be done with that. It's a resource. Resources are different from things that are not resources. So a lot of times the dictionary, you know, is a resource. So the goal of a dictionary isn't to read the dictionary, every word, is to reference the resource. So a lot of times resources are meant to be referenced and not read through word for word from front to back. So I'm not sure what the kind of point is of including this. I think ultimately the goal of each of these topics in each of these modules is the learning outcomes. So I'm going to read through the learning outcomes now and kind of think about, I'm actually going to try to knock some of these out, because I believe through the work I've already done, kind of my pre-existing knowledge, there would be at least one of these learning outcomes that I'm pretty happy with saying that I've accomplished. So, okay, so the first learning outcome is to describe infrastructure as a service. So let's just move on to the next one. The next one is platform as a service, then software as a service. All right, so the next learning outcome is typical cloud providers. So this would be AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. I'm sure there's others besides those, but those are the big three ones. So I think I'm going to focus on that one. And if that's really the, you know, smartest, best answer to this, I'm going to mark this as done, because this one doesn't seem that sophisticated. Those are the biggest 3 as far as I know. So let's go to ChatGPT and let's ask it to list some typical cloud providers.
Typical cloud service providers offer a range of services, including infrastructure as a service, IaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, and software as a service, SaaS.
Okay, so AWS got that one right. That's the obvious one. That's where it all came from. As
Here
far
are
as
some
I
of the
know.
most well-known cloud providers. Amazon Web Services, Oz, offers a vast array of services including computing power, storage options, and networking capabilities.
Azure, yep.
They are known for their scalability and extensive global network. Microsoft Azure provides a wide range of cloud services including solutions for AI, machine learning,
Or
and IoT.
Azure, whatever it is.
They offer tools for both Windows and Linux, and they integrate well with Microsoft software products.
Yep, and then Google Cloud, perfect.
Google Cloud Platform, GCP, specializes in high compute offerings like big data, analytics, and machine learning. They also provide scalable and flexible computing solutions. IBM Cloud offers services such as AI, machine learning, and analytics. It supports open source technologies and integration with various IBM tools and services.
Oracle's probably a good one to know, and IBM.
Oracle Cloud provides a suite of cloud services including applications, platform, and infrastructure layers. They are known for their focus on databases and enterprise applications. Alibaba Cloud, the leading cloud provider in China and Asia, offering a comprehensive suite of cloud computing services.
Okay, so there's all kinds of them in those top three, but I will ask a follow-up question to see if I can mark this off. For now, it looks like it's kind of...
Salesforce, known primarily for their customer relationship management, CRM service, they also offer a cloud-based suite of tools for businesses.
All right, so I think I'm gonna take a break. All right, I'm back. So let's keep going. Basically, what I'm trying to do is think about what I want to. Oh, actually, what I was doing is thinking about if I can knock off some of these learning objectives. I think the goal for each topic in each module will be really to have these learning objectives knocked out. It's really not about depth, it's about breadth. So if somebody asks me any of these learning objectives, so for example, for architecture, I should have a good answer for describing the benefits of a microservices architecture. So that's what I'm looking for, is just this general breadth of knowledge. And then another reason that is so important in my opinion, and something I really need to shift my focus to, even more important than, because I could probably pass the JNCISP. I mean, right now I'd have to get all the precursor certs for it, but I could pass the Encore. It's like I could do a lot of things when it comes to my depth, but we're in the AI revolution, and I think this is one of the ways people need to change. It's like, yeah, when you're on the absolute fringes of the depth, and something that won't be used as training data in the AI, or that the AI will always get wrong, yeah, that's valuable. But I think even more valuable is having all of this stuff you can bring to the table, prompting. Because if you can't write a good prompt that really matters, I think at some point you'll lose out to people that can. And there's like 10,000 CCIEs right now. How many CCIEs are there? So yeah, there's almost 40,000 CCIEs out there. So it's like, yeah, you could be another CCIE. I mean, honestly, that's a very small number, or you could perhaps hire a CCIE, or pivot to away from the CCIE niche, and that might be a more lucrative niche. So this is where I'm at with this. So let's continue with these, and I'm going to ask a question to the AI. So let's say that I'm working through a topic in a series of modules to try to expand my depth of knowledge. Sorry, what I mean by that is my breadth of knowledge. I misspoke, sorry. So my generalist skill sets, my breadth of knowledge in the industry of technology, I am trying to expand that. And one of my learning objectives is to list some typical cloud providers. Now let's say that my answer was AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, and I was not able to list all 10 of these. Would, in your opinion, would that mean that I'm successfully ready to move on from this learning objective, or do I have more to learn? I mean, those are really the top 3, so I kind of don't really consider knowing 10 or 20 or 100 to be really that important. It's just about the main ones, right? So would you say that by being able to think up of those 3, that this learning objective is complete?
Listing Amazon Web Services, Oz, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, GCP, certainly covers the top 3 cloud service providers in the industry, and knowing these is important as they dominate the market and offer a wide range of services that are critical to many businesses. Whether you are ready to move on from this learning objective depends on the specific goals of your broader learning plan. If your aim is to have a generalist understanding of cloud providers, then being familiar with these 3 is a solid foundation because they are the most prominent players with the largest market share and influence on cloud technologies. However, the technology industry is vast and diverse, and cloud computing is no exception. Different cloud providers may offer niche services that are important in certain contexts. For example, if you're looking into specific geographical markets, Alibaba Cloud is a major player in Asia.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're interested in enterprise solutions and databases, Oracle Cloud might be particularly relevant. If your objective is to have a breadth of knowledge, then knowing a few more providers can be beneficial.
Yeah.
It would help you understand different offerings, market niches, and how different cloud platforms can be better suited to different types of applications or business needs. In summary, knowing the top 3 providers forms a solid base and might be sufficient for a high-level understanding. If you wish to delve deeper into the industry or need to make informed decisions between different cloud services for specific use cases, it might be helpful to expand your knowledge to include other providers as well.
Okay, so I think that knowledge is like way too surface level. So yeah, I would like to have a deeper level of depth for breadth in this regard. Breadth. So like, what I'm trying to do here is to build a T-shaped set of skills. What is a T-shaped set of technology skills?
A T-shaped set of skills is a concept used to describe the abilities of individuals in the workforce, particularly those in interdisciplinary fields like technology. The idea is that a person has deep knowledge and expertise in one particular area, the vertical stroke of a T, while also having a broad base of general knowledge and skills across many areas, the horizontal stroke of a T. This model is valuable because it allows individuals to collaborate across disciplines, contributing their deep knowledge while understanding and integrating the perspectives and knowledge of others. In the context of technology, a T-shaped professional might have deep expertise in a specific domain, such as cloud computing architecture, cybersecurity, or data science. This expertise allows them to solve complex problems and perform high-level work that requires a deep understanding of the subject. At the same time, the horizontal bar represents a broad set of skills in a variety of related areas. For example, someone with deep skills in cloud computing might also have a good understanding of programming languages like Python, Java, or Go, basic knowledge of databases and data storage solutions, familiarity with DevOps principles and tools, and understanding of network and security fundamentals, project management, and agile methodologies, the basics of AI and machine learning. This broad knowledge helps the individual to communicate effectively with specialists in those areas, to work on multidisciplinary teams, and to apply their deep skills in a broader context. The idea is that by having both breadth and depth of knowledge, professionals can more effectively innovate and adapt to new challenges, making them highly valuable in the tech industry where collaboration and rapid change are norms.
Okay, so I already have, so in this picture, right, so in this picture, you can see all the skills on the top level of the T as determined by my learning strategy going forward. I already have a large depth in the internet module, so I'm working to expand my breadth. As you can see, the highlighted module is the one I am working through now. Now, the learning objective I am working through is to list some typical cloud providers, but I was only able to list the three biggest ones and not list any in a more strategic way, such as the ones most relevant to specific markets, products, and services, or geographical regions. Before considering this learning objective complete, I would like to have a more strategic sense of some typical cloud providers. However, I do not want this to be as part of the lower portion of my T-shaped set of skills. I want this to be part of the upper T that focuses on generalist breadth rather than specialist depth in a niche.
Understood. If you're aiming to have a strategic sense of typical cloud providers to enhance the breadth of your knowledge without delving into specialist depth, you would focus on understanding how different providers may fit into broader market trends, products, and services, or specific regional needs.
Yeah.
Here's how you might think about this. Market trends. Knowing which cloud providers are leading or innovating in areas like hybrid cloud solutions, edge computing, open source integrations, and serverless computing can be important. For instance, AWS is a leader in the serverless space with their AWS Lambda service.
Right.
Products and services. Some cloud providers may offer unique products or specialized services that others don't. For example, Google Cloud Platform is known for its strong offerings in data analytics and machine learning with products like BigQuery and TensorFlow. Geographical regions. Different providers may have a stronger presence or better performance in certain regions. Alibaba Cloud, for example, is a top provider in Asia and offers services optimized for Chinese regulations and network infrastructure. Industry focus. Providers might cater to specific industries better than others, with compliance offerings for healthcare, finance, or government. Microsoft Azure, for example, has specific services tailored for government agencies. Ecosystem and integration. Some providers have a richer ecosystem of integrations and partnerships. Oz and Azure, for instance, have extensive directories of third-party software and services that easily integrate with their platforms. Community and support. The strength and activity level of a provider's community, as well as the quality of its support and documentation, can be a differentiator. Providers like DigitalOcean have a strong community focus with extensive tutorials and a Q&A section. By understanding these strategic elements of different cloud providers, you can complete your learning objective with a broad and strategic perspective, fitting the top bar of your T-shaped skill set. This approach equips you with the knowledge to make informed decisions about cloud services in a variety of contexts, without requiring the deep technical knowledge that might be part of the vertical bar of the D.
Okay, so perfect. Now do this for me, please. Write Python code that I can use to automatically create Anki flashcards that will belong to an upper T shape set of generalist flashcards drawn to a deck of upper T shaped set of generalist flashcards. Do this for me. Write Python code that I can use to automatically create Anki flashcards that will belong to a deck of upper T-shaped generalist flashcards. These cards will adequately will have fully accomplished the list some typical cloud providers learning objective in the most strategic and career building way.
Certainly, to create Anki Flash Growth programmatically, we can use the Anki Python package, which allows us to generate Anki decks and cards that can then be imported in Anki.
Okay, perfect. So I like this. So, okay, so we're going to do this.
Here's a Python script that creates an Anki deck called flashcards and adds cards for each strategic cloud provider information going to be discussed. This code will create an Anki deck file named upper_t-shaped_generalist_flashcards.
Oh, I got 2 break.
APKG, which you can then import into Anki on your desktop. Please note that you will need to have Jananki installed in your Python environment to run this script. If it's not installed, you can install it using pip install Jananki. Would you like to proceed with this, and should I run the code to generate the Anki deck file for you?
Oh, well, you can't run the code. Maybe they can. Yeah, they can't run the code.
It seems that the Jananki package is not available in this environment, which is necessary to run the script and create the Anki deck file. Unfortunately, without the ability to install new packages in this environment, I won't be able to generate the Anki deck file for you directly. However, you can run this script on your local machine to generate the Anki deck. Here's what you'll need to do. Install Python on your local machine if you haven't already. Install the Jananki package using pip by running pip install Jananki in your command line or terminal. Run the Python script provided earlier in your local Python environment. This will generate the Anki deck file, which you can then import into the Anki application on your computer. If you encounter any issues or need further assistance, please let me know. Okay.
I tried doing that, but... Okay, so, yep, so now all I'll need to do is take the code, and then plug it in, and there's no module named, okay, so I will get that module, install, okay, alright. Message file or directory. Oh, it's because this, I have to create the deck. Okay, so the name of the deck is this. Alright, and then I think I have to point it to the right. Like where is this deck? Like I have to give it the full path to the deck. Alright, that's going to be hard. I don't know where this deck exists. If I just run it again, it doesn't have the full path to the deck. Yeah, so it's not here. So I can just change to where it actually is, but I don't know where it actually is. So I guess I'll close this, yes, and then I'll do a exit. Yep, and then I'll do a back. Yeah, and then I'll do a fine. Alright, I need a sedentary time. Oh, I cannot. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't take that long. Okay, those are just places that it can't back up. That's okay. I'm going to pause it. I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So I'd like to create these flashcards, but there's some kind of issue going on. So if I, so if I look at the code, it has to belong to this deck, and I don't have that deck, and I seem to have trouble creating that deck. So what I can do is look at this other, and sorry, I'm like really badly out of breath. I'm just like out of shape, so I breathe hard when I use my treadmill. But we can see, yeah, so we can see code here to create the deck. So I think this is what I'm missing from that other code. Okay, so I'm going to change the language to Python and then paste in what is here. Alright, and then I'm going to, okay, so it defines the deck, but it doesn't create the deck. I mean, we do have the same code here, genamkey.deck. That's the same thing that is up here for creating the deck. So I think the deck does get created. So I guess I'm not sure what's going wrong here. Let me change the, I think this is what's going wrong, is we're determining a path to save the file in, and this path doesn't exist. So let's modify that path, and we're going to save it to this path instead. And it's going to be, so it's going to be mnt and then C, All right, and I think this will work. So let's take a look. All right, so same problem here. Oh, actually a different problem, a much better problem. So it did recognize that location, but now it's just not a valid location. All right, so to make it a valid location, it has to specify a file name. All right, so hopefully this works. And there we go. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way up to a minute. But here's my deck now. So double click that. I can have sedentary time if I would like it. I think I'm feeling okay. I'm finally starting to get a second wind, I think. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we've got 6 notes. And it's, yeah, so I can delete this other deck. So yeah, let's do these cards here. So we're going to do this one. So what cloud provider is known for serverless computer? Good question. I guess AWS with AWS Lambda. So I should know that. So I got that one wrong. What cloud provider provides strong data analytics and machine learning products? I'm going to say IBM Cloud. So nope, this is Google Cloud Platform with BigQuery and TensorFlow. So these are great because this gives me a really good sense of what things are for, and then the specific services within the platform. So when it comes to building a generalist knowledge set, you know, there's a difference between just general knowledge that is so general it doesn't have any real uses, and a generalist knowledge set that is has sufficient depth so that it actually is a really valuable set of knowledge. And that's what I'm going for. So this one I got wrong. Cloud provider with strong presence in Asia, specifically for Chinese regions. So this is Alibaba. Oh yeah, Alibaba Cloud. ALIBABA Cloud. Alibaba Cloud. I'm going to say that again. Which cloud provider has specific services tailored for government agencies? I don't know this one. This is Microsoft Azure. Oh, it does? I didn't know that. So yeah, this is kind of a interesting one because, you know, that's just one of them that has these features. So that's kind of a bad question. I don't really like that question. I'm not sure how to get a better question though, and I do need some sedentary time. Alright, so yeah, I'm not sure how to get a better question. But I don't like that question. Which cloud provider is recognized for its extensive third-party software and services ecosystem? AWS and Azure. See, this is another bad one. Name a cloud known for its strong community focus and extensive tutorials. DigitalOcean. Serverless computer, that's AWS Lambda. This is Alibaba, ALIBABA. Analytics and machine learning products. I mean, I think they all do, but I'm not sure which one they're getting at. Google Cloud Platform with BigQuery and TensorFlow. DigitalOcean. Nope, this is AWS and Azure. Azure, Microsoft Azure. DigitalOcean. AWS and Azure. Oh, I got that wrong. AWS and Azure for this one. Okay. So this is BigQuery and TensorFlow for Google Cloud Platform. Serverless, this is AWS with AWS Lambda. Alibaba. So this is Google Cloud Platform with BigQuery and TensorFlow. Cloud provider known for its strong community focus and extensive tutorials. Interesting. Interesting. DigitalOcean. Okay. Cloud provider specific services. So they're going to say Microsoft Azure, but that's kind of not a good answer. DigitalOcean. Oh, sorry. This is third-party software and services ecosystem. So this is AWS and Azure. All right. So AWS and Azure for that one. There we go. Got it. So not the best deck. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I'm not sure if I like the knowledge I get from that. Let's go and look at this one some more. So this is this is a client hybrid deployment. Yeah, I don't like this one either because it's, it should be reversed for this one. So I don't like that deck either. Anki is kind of hard to get right in my opinion. So in my opinion, Anki is kind of hard to get right. It's hard to truly come up with some useful flashcards that go a long ways and aren't more trouble than they are worth in trying to learn. But that being said, I think Anki is the most important academic tool you can use when it comes to career growth, and I think it's no surprise that doctors and lawyers and other high-achieving academics use Anki every day. So with this in mind, can you please give me a Anki constitution or like some kind of set of rules that will guarantee that I make the best decks possible for what I would like to learn?
Creating effective Anki decks can be a transformative practice for learning and retaining information in any field. To make the best out of Anki, here's a set of guidelines that can serve as your Anki constitution. 1. The principle of relevance rule. Only create cards for information that is relevant to your goals.
Right.
Explanation. Ensure that each flashcard serves a clear purpose in your learning objectives.
Okay.
2. The minimal information principle rule. Each card should represent one question and one answer only. Explanation. This simplifies the recall process and avoids overwhelming your memory with too much information at once.
Yes.
3. The comprehensibility principle rule. Do not create cards that you do not understand fully. Explanation. Comprehension is key to retention. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
Right.
4. The consistency principle rule. Use a consistent format for similar types of information. Explanation. This helps in forming mental models and expectations, making recall more efficient. 5. The review regularity principle rule. Review daily. Anki's algorithm works best with regular reviews. Explanation. The spacing effect is fundamental to Anki's utility. Skipping days disrupts the algorithm's efficiency.
Right.
6. The personalization principle rule. Personalize your decks with images, sounds, and context you can relate to. Explanation. Personal connections make memorization more natural and long-lasting. 7. The iteration principle rule. Regularly update and refine cards based on performance. Explanation. As you learn and grow, your understanding changes. Your Anki cards should reflect this evolution. 8. The prioritization principle rule. Prioritize cards. Suspend or delete cards that no longer serve your learning. Explanation. Not all information retains its relevance. Clear decks to maintain focus on what's most important. 9. The multiple angles principle rule. Attack difficult concepts from multiple angles with different cards. Explanation. Multiple representations can aid in understanding complex ideas. 10. The contextual clues principle rule. Provide context clues in your cards to aid recall. Explanation. Memory works best with context. Situational cues can trigger recall more effectively. 11. The regular refinement principle rule. Review and refine your cards regularly to improve clarity and effectiveness. Explanation. Regular maintenance of your decks ensures ongoing relevance and usefulness. 12. The engagement principle rule. Actively engage with the material. Don't passively review. Explanation. Active recall and engagement with the material lead to deeper.
All right, let's make a custom GPT with this. So we're gonna go explore. We're gonna go. I don't need this one anymore. Delete that one. Okay, then we're gonna go create a GPT. Now what we'd like to make. I want to make an Anki deck builder that outputs Python code that you can run to automatically build a set of flash cards that abide by the following set of rules for creating the best possible Anki decks.
Great. I've set up the initial behavior for this GPT as an Anki deck builder. It will specialize in generating Python code for creating flashcards that align with the...
Okay, flashcard wizard sounds great. Alright, now a profile picture.
Here's the profile picture for Flash.
Looks good.
Here's the profile picture for Flashcard Wizard. It shows a wizard surrounded by floating flashcards, symbolizing the creation of knowledge.
Love it.
Would you like to keep this profile picture, or should we make any changes to it? The profile picture for Flashcard Wizard is set, and it's wonderful that you like it. I've also updated the GPT's behavior. Flashcard Wizard is now tailored to assist in creating flashcards specifically for mastering the learning objectives in EngineerKit, a resource for becoming a generalist software engineer. It will generate Python code for flashcards that align with the principles of effective Anki deck building and provide guidance tailored to the topics covered in EngineerKit. Would you like to test Flashcard Wizard in the playground? You can ask it to generate Python code for an Anki deck about a specific topic from EngineerKit, or seek advice on applying the Anki constitution principles to software engineering flashcards. If you have any refinements or adjustments after trying it out, let me know. To create an Anki deck about algorithms based on the content from EngineerKit, I'll guide you through generating Python code that leverages Anki's database structure. This process involves using Python's SQLite3 library to interact with Anki's SQLite database format. The deck will focus on key concepts and algorithms relevant to software engineering. First, let's outline the steps. Database connection. Connect to Anki's database. Deck creation. Create a new deck for algorithms. Card generation. Add cards with questions and answers about algorithms. Closing connection. Safely close the database connection. For the content of the flashcards, we create questions and answers based on common algorithm topics, such as sorting algorithms, search algorithms, and complexity analysis. Each card will have a front, question, and back answer. Here's a basic Python script to start with. Replace path to collection. Anki 2 with the path to your Anki database file.
It looks okay. Like, one of the things I would like it to do for me, though, is to help me memorize the most important possible things. Like, even if it's not a part of EngineerKit, I just want myself to have burned into my brain the most critical and important things I will need to be successful in the most lucrative and in-demand markets.
To create an Anki deck about algorithms based on the content from EngineerKit, I'll guide you through generating Python code that leverages Anki's database structure. This process involves using Python's SQLite3 library to interact with Anki's SQLite database format.
Yeah. Right. Okay, yeah, looks better. Looks good.
To create an Anki deck about algorithms based on the content from EngineerKit, I'll guide you through generating Python code that leverages Anki's database.
It's kind of broken. And this is not working well for me. It's like all buggy and stuff. Okay. So there we go, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now I can save it. Okay, so now I've got the flashcard wizard. That should be up there. I don't know why it's not. Okay, it is. Perfect. Okay, so... Okay, so... Let me, Okay, so we're going to go like this, and all the way down through here. And then we're going to say create for me a deck of flashcards to complete the learning objective. This one here. These are bad cards because it's too wordy. What is the Anki card constitution? Yeah, so did any of those follow? Like, none of these followed the Constitution. There's no closed deletions. Oh, yeah, right. Are you sure that those cards you made followed the Anki Constitution? It seems like there are multiple facts per card. I don't see any closed deletions. It seems like they're not designed for progressive overload. It seems like they don't follow the Constitution to me. Yeah. Yeah, see, I like this one. But no, it's not, because it's, like, you know what it means. Like, this one is a good one. Microsoft Blank is known for its, like, that's a good one. Like, it should be like this, but for the subservices of AWS. Those would be really good cards. Okay, yes, those looks like much better cards that actually follow the Constitution. Good job. But now let's think about those 5 things to memorize. Like, is that really useful to memorize? Is that really going to make somebody more valuable than, like, a person off the street for working with this stuff? Like, what actually matters to know as part of a generalist set of skills? Yeah. Yeah, so do that. Okay, so make cards that follow the Anki Constitution based on that, then, please. It still did it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. These honestly aren't that bad. This one is dumb because it's like, what is a key practice? Well, there's all kinds of key practices. What is a critical skill? I mean, there's all kinds of critical skills. Some of these are okay, but some of these are really, really bad. Like, for example, what is a critical skill in cloud-based data management? Like, yeah, effective handling and analysis of big data is one of the critical skills, but do you really believe that there's only one critical skill? I mean, you can give at least 2 or 3 answers. Does this card really abide by the Anki flashcard constitution that we made, or does it transgress certain parts of it? Tell me which rules it violates. Yeah, so make them that do. 1 fact per card. Right. Yeah, it does. I know it does. Yeah, so here's a better one. Name a widely used tool. See, but the thing is, like, this is another one where it's just not good. Okay, yeah, so that seems better, but it seems like even that card, name a widely used tool for big data processing in the cloud, like, you know, it's just saying Apache Hadoop or Apache Spark. Like, I'm sure there's other widely used tools. Like, that doesn't seem like a good card either. So, like, tell me how that one violates the Anki card constitution. Right. Yeah. Okay, so create for me 10 cards in this domain of knowledge where on the back of the card is just one single word answer. It's not a complete sentence. It's just, for example, if the answer were Hadoop distributed file system, that would be what's on the back of the card, like HDFS. It wouldn't be a complete sentence with more information. Like, this is what I think adheres more closely to the minimal information principle of the Anki deck constitution. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is good. These are good cards. What is the acronym for the cloud service model that provides virtualized computing resources over the internet? Infrastructure, which are computing resources, as a service. Good card. What is the AWS service for scalable virtual servers known by a 2-letter acronym? AC2. So what is the name of cloud's computers? Yeah. What is the name? See, so good, so good, so good. Okay, yes, these are actually really good. Thank you. Oh, man, it's so bad. All right, so we're at the hour mark. I did nothing of value, so I think I'm going to stop the video, and if I actually decide to do something of value, I will do it in another video. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.